The trailer for the Evil Dead remake leaked this week.
There's a new survival horror game on the block.
And there's a spooky new viral monster video. It's like a spooky viral spiral.
We should do welcome to Pretty Much It. Welcome
to
Pretty much it.
All right,
Yeah.
we did it.
Believe it or not, we've actually got some interesting stuff to talk about this week. It's not just bullshit.
Just buckle your seats,
I'm so
guys.
happy.
Because this episode of Pretty Much It is going to just blow you away.
It's going to put you in the hot seat and turn it up to the extra degree.
What?
Yeah, it's hot.
Before we begin, just a reminder, it is still Spooktober. October
Whoa,
for
all right.
spooks.
When did we change the name of the month?
I didn't know. I don't know if it's official, but I'm calling it that because it's a spooky month.
I kind of like the new name.
What name? I missed it.
Spooktober, everybody.
Oh.
Nyctophobia, the haunted house that we are a part of, is on. It's happening.
Get it out, yeah.
Yeah. Ha!
Okay.
And you can like it on Facebook by clicking the link down in the info. Thank you very much if you do. Also linked down in the info are this week's reviews for, I'm not even going to look, I got it ready. The First Time, Paranormal Activity 4, Dishonored, Alex Cross.
Imagine we kissed
Keep
for a
out.
second.
Ow, my skull!
Intently.
And finally, along the bottom of the screen is our Choose Ya News feature, in
love
which you can select a topic to watch if you don't want to watch the entire video.
Watch
But you should watch it though. It's
It's a hoot.
Don't be a dope. Don't be a goon.
As usual, we will start off with movie news, and we're actually going to begin with news from technically last week that we didn't cover because we didn't think it was worth it, but apparently it was because we were
Sorely mistaken.
molested, for lack of a better word, for not talking about it.
What is it? Just get to it.
Spider-Man news! What?
That is worthless.
So we had some Spider-Man news that we missed, and it's basically just about a rumor of who might be playing Mary Jane and a rumor of who the villain might be, which is not a new rumor.
Oh.
And it's essentially just like people talking.
Oh.
The Mary Jane related news is something I've never heard before, so worth mentioning now, I suppose, just because people were concerned.
Spit it
that
out!
we
Tell me who she's gonna be.
Get to
Maybe Shailene Woodley.
Who is that?
She, you may know her from The Descendants or from Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Who is that? One more. Give me one more.
One more.
That's all I got.
It's all he's got. Let's just go home.
I don't know.
Go home.
You don't know her?
Nope.
Well, she's a cutie, and I wouldn't mind watching her on screen.
Now who's the villain?
Oh, the villain may be Electro. Who's a cutie, and I wouldn't mind seeing on screen. So that was a little bit of Spider-Man news, and it's all just rumor. None of it is official, so once it's official, we will talk about it more, but there you go.
So we talked about nothing.
Spider-Man.
This week was Release Date Palooza. It was
Uh-oh.
unbelievable.
Man,
Good and bad news.
Right.
I don't like hearing Paloozas. Last time I was at a Palooza, it didn't end well for my bottom.
2 of these release dates are worth mentioning separately as separate annotations, but let's start off with the kind of just, list of random release dates that changed or were announced or whatever.
Bring it on.
Starting off with Elysium, unfortunately pushed like 6 months from March to August.
Oh, I was
well,
looking
that's
forward
not
to
6 months,
That's
but
that's a shame, but that's probably because they're trying to make it better. So
Good.
let them do their thing.
I'll wait
because
for that one.
It'd be really awful if they released a movie like just kind of rushed it out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Matt Damon, he's got to shoot stuff in space.
Another one that was pushed a few months into 2013, from January to July, is The Conjuring, which is James Wan's next film after Insidious.
Oh.
You loved Insidious, though.
Oh, I loved it. You know what? That extra months they're doing, they're just gonna try to make the movie worse. It's like, we got a movie, it's okay, but it could be worse.
Now, the reason it was pushed off into July is because of test audience reactions to the movie.
That is a very bad reason to delay a movie because,
People love it so goddamn much that they decided it should be in the summer instead of in January.
Oh, joke's on you.
Why is the joke on me?
Because people are going apeshit about it. They made it a summer movie. It was going to be out in January, the shithole of the year. So, oh my shit! You're going to have to see it and then decide for yourself.
No, I won't.
People are going apeshit!
Maybe it's going to be better than Insidious.
No,
Man, look
after-
to the future.
I hope it's the same!
After my precious time was wasted from Insidious, I will never ever give any amount of time to those filmmakers.
Well, what
ever.
about his third movie after Conjuring, which is going to be Insidious 2?
Yes, just take my money. Take it all. Take the money.
Now, I do want to say something interesting about Insidious 2 while we're thinking about it and talking about it right now. It's funny because James Wan actually said that they're taking time to work on the script for it, and he said he wants to remain close to the script because he doesn't want what happened to Saw to happen to
Good
it.
man.
And
All
so
right.
he basically said he's like, Saw kind of got out of hand. And I think it's the first time he's like publicly acknowledged that,
That's
as far as
great.
I know, so that's hilarious.
Classic.
But anyway, Conjuring testing extremely well. I think you should check it out
Well,
and see.
what's it about?
It's another supernatural thing with Patrick Wilson in it again.
Spooky ghosts. The doors. They're opening.
Hey, no doors opened in Insidious, did they?
There's. I think. there
One
was
closed?
One closed. A door closed, and nobody closed it.
Well,
Holy
let's
shit!
just see. I'm praying that it's going to play at South by Southwest like Insidious did, but for now, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I really hope the ghosts don't spook us.
A few more really quick release dates that were announced or changed, like I said. RoboCop has now been pushed from August 2013 to February 2014. Now, this is the exact opposite of The Conjuring, because rather than being pushed from the asshole of the movie release year to the best time of the year, this is literally being pushed to February, which is the worst time of the year to release a movie. So
Well,
I think they may have watched some of the footage back and realized...
I think when they looked at the first picture when he shows up on set, they were like, "Oh no,
They made it so far away.
what have we done?"
Well, it'll be coming out on Valentine's Day, I think. Or maybe around Valentine's Day, so you can go see it with a date.
Oh, you guys could see it with me. Someone out there.
We also have a release date for Spring Breakers, December, because apparently James Franco is going for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for this for whatever reason. I guess.
What is Spring Break?
This is the Harmony Korine movie.
You lost me.
Kids.
That's right. This is definitely if you've ever seen anything from the guy who made.
Well,
Kids,
it's not exactly Oscar stuff, though.
No, it's not Oscar
But
stuff.
that's why it's interesting.
Yeah, exactly, because it's pretty grim.
Yeah, and this is weird because it has Selena Gomez and Vanessa Hudgens in it, so
Oh,
this will
that
be an
was-
interesting one.
That's
Nice.
According to Brian May from Queen, the Freddie Mercury biopic starring Sacha Baron Cohen is finally gearing up to
Awesome.
shoot in 2013 and release in 2014.
That's far away, but
You could do it too. We're so excited. We've been saying this one for a while. We
Yes.
really want this
I
one.
really can't wait, and I'm glad to hear it, but unfortunately Brian May is not one of the... Actually, he is a producer technically, but I don't think he's one of the guys that signs off on these kinds of things, so I don't know how seriously to take it, but it's nice to hear an update.
it's you usually don't hear a lot when you go like, that is the best choice for like casting ever. Like Sacha Baron Cohen is going to look so good.
Oscar right there, that's
yeah.
going to be Oscar worthy.
Oh man.
And the last little release date that I think is worth mentioning is Ghostbusters 3.
What? Wait, what?
Apparently it's officially shooting in 2013 for a 2014 release. No Bill Murray.
What?
Yeah. We've discussed this many times. I don't think my opinion has changed in the slightest.
No.
So wait, enlighten me. What's the game plan?
The game
for this
plan
one?
is that they're going to make a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
the end.
Well, like,
So.
is it like Ghostbusters Kids? Like, is it new people?
Apparently they're going to be passing the torch onto a new crew.
Oh no.
Watch, it's like the best movie ever.
Right behind RoboCop, right?
Yep.
So those are all the smaller release dates. The next release dates are, I think, bigger ones that are worth their own topic at the bottom.
Get
I
to the
saw-
big leagues.
Yes. The first one is Ant-Man, and this is a big enough one. It's interesting because it comes out officially in November 2015, but earlier in the year 2015, Avengers 2 comes out. So that means we'll have Avengers 2 before we have Ant-Man.
Well, that kind of spoils the Avengers 2. Now we know that everybody doesn't die.
Yeah, right? Well, we know that there's going to be an Ant-Man cameo for sure, if he's not even a full character. Which would be interesting because that's actually the way that the Justice League is going, which is the next story, we'll get into it,
Oh, God.
where we would have Ant-Man in the ensemble movie first and then in his own movie. I think that's definitely intriguing.
I like that way though because it's
Do
like.
you? Because that's what Justice League is going to be.
Well, no, I was gonna say I like it because when you have a character like Ant-Man, you couldn't. It's really hard just to say like, "Oh, here's the movie" to the audience.
So that's what they're doing
Ease
with
into
Justice
it.
League with the
You don't have to
mermaid guy, whatever his name is, Aquaman and stuff like that.
You don't have to ease on Batman. We know Batman.
Right, but the
Yeah.
other guys. Not the movie with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, the other guys in the Justice League. But the news for Justice League is not the fact that they're going to be doing Justice League first and then individual movies next, because we already knew that. Like, they're going to do, Batman will be in that, and then they're going to do another Batman movie, whatever. The news is actually that it's going to be shooting in 2013.
Wow.
Justice League.
Yes, it has no director, no cast or anything, but apparently it's shooting in 2013,
Okay.
and it's going to be released in 2015. Now, what did I just say is being released in 2015?
Ant-Man.
Close.
No.
The other one.
No. What's his name? I forget.
Which one? I failed the test.
Avengers 2. So we're going to have Avengers 2 and Justice League in the same year. That's going to be intense.
Neat.
But I can't even imagine, like, the war. I honestly think there's going to be, like a war between fans.
I think it's when the Justice League footage first starts appearing, we'll know right off the bat whether or not this is going to work.
This is crazy, though, because that means very soon we're going to be talking about set photos and crap from the Justice League set.
Yeah,
that's crazy,
that is weird.
right?
Yeah, it's like,
Isn't that weird?
I mean, the Superman in this Justice League is the
Yes,
Zack Snyder
apparently it's
Superman.
going to be Man of Steel, Superman goes over. We don't know about Green Lantern, I doubt it. And then Batman is going to be a different Batman. So, there you go. It's going to be interesting. 2015 is going to be some freaking year for superhero movies, my God. Moving on, we've got some news that's actually about a movie theater. And this is the Alamo Drafthouse, which we've talked about.
Oh, please, God, just bring it. Just take me and just bring me to that time.
Yes.
Do it.
Well, it's interesting you say that because we've got 2 bits of news about Alamo Drafthouse. Really 3, I guess. Some good news and bad news. Let's start with the good news. The good news is that the Alamo Drafthouse, which is opening in New York City, just got their liquor license, which is a huge step, in terms of opening a place.
So now I can not only watch movies, I can forget how miserable my life is.
Correct.
Yeah.
The bad news is that they have pushed it off a year from 2013 to 2014 when they expect to open.
That sucks. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have been to similar theaters.
Yeah.
I went to a similar theater, and once you go to a theater like that,
You can never go back.
nothing is like. I went to a movie, like a normal movie theater, and I was just like, Where's
the waiter?
Where are my hot wings?
But there is a little bit of good news because apparently in Yonkers, I did not know this, in Yonkers, New York, there is a draft house opening, an Alamo Drafthouse.
Wait, what? When?
Wait a minute,
So-
like, there's 2?
Yeah. And that'll be opening hopefully in 2013. It was supposed to open this December. I didn't even know about it.
I don't want to go to Yonkers.
Not that I would go that far. Yeah, exactly.
But where's the other one opening?
In Manhattan.
In Manhattan, it's like far uptown, but it's in New York City.
Ooh, it's uptown.
So whatever. It's interesting that I didn't know. I thought it was a big deal that there was one in New York City, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we also have a Yonkers.
Oh, there's one in
I'm
Yonkers.
Like, oh,
well, no one gives a shit about Yonkers.
But whatever. So
Sorry.
it's on its way. It got its liquor license, but unfortunately, renovations inside because they're not touching the outside. They said they want it to look legit and old and cool, which is good. But the renovations inside are taking longer than expected. So Alamo Drafthouse 2014, we will be there opening night. I don't care. We'll be there. So we'll see you there.
Oh yeah, we're that's gonna be like a diamond crusted
waiting list ticket. Like when you need golden tickets for it.
Golden.
God, the demand. Because I got a golden ticket.
Now this is not movie related news, but it's a cool little thing, and it's those PSAs PSA if you want to call it that before movies start that say no cell phones. I think recently in AMC theaters it's been Finding Nemo related, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a Hitchcock one, and it's actually Anthony Hopkins voicing over the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
And he actually has he's in it at the end as Alfred Hitchcock doing this thing, talking about do not use your cell phones in the movie theater, which it's hysterical. You got to check it out by clicking the link in the info, but I think it's great.
It would be so much funnier if he was just like, what are cell phones? I don't even know what
Yeah,
they are.
that's funny, yeah. Actually, what's really ironic is that it's filmed with a cell phone. It's a bootleg of this thing. So it's filmed with a cell phone, which is kind of like, the circle of life. Cue Jake.
What? The Circle of Life?
You like to sing, don't you?
The
You just sing. And while you're down in the info clicking that Hitchcock link, the final link that I suggest you click...
I like clicking...
Careful.
I'm not going to... you know what? I'm above that joke.
Is a viral video of... Oh, I guess, it's not really viral yet, but it's a want-to-be viral video that is... it's like a monster, and I guess it's marketing for an upcoming movie because it was sent to Slash Film.
And it's like...
Yeah, it's like a dead monster corpse. It's all wet and slimy, and it's like a 4-second video of just a repeating thing. And my first thought, obviously, ready? 3, 2, 1, what was the first thought? Ready? 3, 2, 1, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Movie.
The script for Creature from the Black Lagoon, I think they just scrapped it and started rewriting it again.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like,
So
it's
they
way
wouldn't
far off.
have
They wouldn't be
anything yet.
showing you what the monster looks like.
So then who is this
like
guy?
that. I have no idea who this guy is. It could be for some crappy little nothing movie, and they just sent it to Slash Film and they posted it because you never know, or it could be for a huge movie. I have no idea.
I miss viral marketing like this because I don't think there's ever been a really good viral marketing thing since Cloverfield, probably.
There have been a couple of small ones,
but
but
like
nothing, I think everything aspires to that.
Cloverfield was just so in depth. I mean, like it's when you say I like Cloverfield, I probably only like it because I followed it so much.
Yeah. I remember sitting in class, looking things up and deciphering
and
things.
There was the website with the pictures.
Yep, you flip them over.
Yeah,
and it was real, now, subtle.
They tried to do it with Super 8, though, and we followed along like saps, and it ended up being nothing.
Super 8 viral marketing is a very good example of failure.
It was better than the movie, the viral marketing.
It was.
But, so I guess we'll see. We'll have to keep up to date on it and see if it turns out to be anything.
Yeah.
Moving on to TV news, we actually have an unprecedented number of TV-related topics.
A lot of TV news lately.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever talked about this much. We've got
We need
three.
a guy right here, like a TV guy.
A TV man?
A guy who talks about the television.
But maybe in a perfect world, but...
we don't have him, so we'll have to make do.
You're stuck with us.
We'll have to make do under the table. The first story is actually about S.H.I.E.L.D., and we have talked about this many times. The S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show that is going to be coming soon, I guess. It's all different characters, except Clark Gregg is coming back to play Agent Coulson.
So I guess that confirms that it's a prequel to the Avengers because... in the Avengers, nothing bad happens to him, and he goes away on a vacation.
Right, he goes on a little vacation. He goes to the farm.
Yes, he goes to the farm, and he stays there.
Yes.
So
this definitely confirms it's a prequel, and I think that's interesting.
I'm dropping a bomb here. I don't like Agent Coulson at all.
I
don't like him.
I like him. And I actually like the fact that they're going to tie the movies together more with him. Like,
that's cute.
He's great, I think, to go back and forth.
I think he's okay.
Not that he can anymore, be honest. But
I can see why you would hate him because he's like, who is he? It's just like he's a guy who can do things.
I like him. I like the guy.
But I'm very excited for the show, though.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Regardless,
but this is great. I think this is great news because it ties it together more.
We talked about this last time, but a lot people don't get about this is that it's the new Joss Whedon show, and that's
crazy.
That's a
right?
big deal.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see if midway through this season is when the Avengers takes place, or if it's at the end of season 1 Avengers takes place. You know what I mean?
Dies. Season finale. He's dead. That'd be great.
He didn't die. He went to the farm.
Yeah, Jake.
Don't ruin it for anybody.
He went to the farm in Looper.
So I think it's very exciting, and I think it's interesting to see whether maybe Avengers takes place midway through season 1 or at the end of season 1 in terms of where Clark Gregg goes.
They're not gonna show the alien invasion.
No, but they might come in the next day and be like,
"Whoa,
that was wild." So we'll have to see, but it's definitely interesting that they're bringing him back. I'm glad that they've got at least one person coming from the movies to the shows, minus Joss Whedon, of course. Moving on to some other TV news, we've got Misfits. Now, have we talked about Misfits?
No,
I don't think we have.
Are people? I think people are aware that we're Misfits fans, though. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, we've never talked about it. So.
Well, anyway, we are big fans of Misfits.
We should be clear though.
Season 1 and 2.
Season 1 and 2.
Okay.
It gets a lot.
So basically, anyone that knows Misfits knows that you're talking about Nathan leaving. Kind of sold it.
Once that I was done. Yeah.
All right. See, I really enjoyed Simon's story, so I loved the continuation into season 3. But going into series 4, he won't be there. So actually, only 2 people are returning, and only 1 is from the original cast. Only 4 this time, unless you count Rudy 1 and 2. Then there's 5. Mm-hmm. But there is a preview that was released, and I gotta say, I think the preview is awesome, and I'm down to see this new cast. Not that it's all new, but these new people.
Did they show what kind of powers they have?
Yes, they did.
I didn't really...
The one girl seems to have sort of a psychic or telekinetic vibe to her because she zooms in on her eyes and her eyes go white and she's like, ah. And then the other guy has some sort of telekinetic powers as well because he's lifting rocks or something like that. So definitely interesting. A really well done preview with the flashing from the orange jumpsuits.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
And then it ends so self-aware when he's like, "You gotta look cool and moody." That's awesome. But I'm excited, actually. I think it looks good. I like Curtis and I love Rudy.
I love British people,
I'll give it another shot because it's a whole new deal.
So we'll see what happens. But definitely check out the preview if you are excited for Misfits. And the last bit of TV news is about Mockingbird Lane again. This is the final bit of news we have about this show. This is it.
End.
It's all over. So, gentlemen, it's been real fun talking about Mockingbird Lane. It's been a blast. But this is the end. We have finally a trailer for the show, which of course is not a show anymore. It's an hour long or whatever. It's the pilot. It's airing as a Halloween special this year.
Kill me.
Spooky.
And apparently they were maybe going to see how people reacted to it to see if it would become a show. But I'm, exclusive, it's not going to be a show. Actually, we could be proven wrong. You never know, but most likely won't be a show.
Yeah.
Watch the preview. It looks terrible.
When I watched the trailer, I was just like, well, This is exactly what I thought it would be.
Now,
So-
does it look terrible as a show? Like if it wasn't Munsters? I don't know.
I-
I would actually probably give it a shot if it
I-
wasn't Munsters. But the fact that it's Munsters, it's like they literally took something. This is just so disgusting that
Yeah,
that
I
Hollywood and TV shows and stuff, they do this now. They take a property that is similar to something they want to do
It's
and then just slap the
it's
name on it.
Just
Yeah.
the name.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing
name.
with the video game franchise.
So yeah, it's video game franchise
Yeah.
movies, right? Yeah,
Yep.
it's just stupid and whatever. So that'll be happening. We will be reviewing it, and I can tell you it's not going to be a pretty thing. Actually, you never know. Maybe we'll be
open.
surprised,
Yeah.
but I don't know about the whole booting up as a Mac joke. Oh god,
Silly.
Oh, that's topical.
it's supposed to be a joke, I think, but the kids like that. The kids and their computers.
Kids love computers.
And that's it for movie and TV news. There was actually quite a bit of stuff
It
to
was
talk
a-
about
it was
this
a
week
big-
across the spectrum.
Big filling. It was like we're all a donut, and it was just too packed. It was
Too
just like
packed with filling.
it's just like the filling is just busting out.
But we're not done because now we've got video game news.
Oh,
So
man.
let's go to Jake
The-
for Tales of the Video
The
Game.
show just keeps going.
I brought some exciting video. Oh, I didn't bring them.
Yeah,
But
I brought with me today some exciting video game news.
I'm bringing to the table some really interesting games that I think
Literally to the
sound
table.
awesome. Well, not literally because I don't have them.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
First
what
one-
are you talking about?
A new game has been announced, and we always talk about kind of like the indie survival horror
Mhm.
games. This new one is called Outlast.
And I was really excited watching this trailer, the first part of
You
the
can
trailer.
watch it down there.
But because I love survival horror when it's done right.
When it's
Yeah.
actually survival
And
horror,
it
not when
has-
it's Resident Evil
Yeah,
6.
it hasn't been done right for a very long time. And when I was first watching the trailer, I'm like, wait a minute, I think this has got it.
Yep. And then it kept going?
And then it kept going a little
And
bit, and I
it
was
was
like,
a little-
wait a minute, zombies?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know
really?
what
You
it
weren't
was.
into it? Oh, you know,
What?
they were zombies for sure?
It was just crazy people, I think, because it's like
Yeah.
in an old abandoned asylum, which
No,
is
I
a little typical.
No, but right at the end when they showed like the glowing eyes, it was like that. It looked like zombies.
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, zombies with glowing eyes, it's different zombies.
And
though,
also,
so that's kind of cool.
And also, it looked like I'm pretty sure that whole trailer was pre-rendered.
Yeah, that couldn't have been real.
Of
Yeah,
course.
so-
Yeah. But I thought that it was pretty cool. And
And the
I
fact-
actually, when it ended, I was like, yes.
The people behind it too are what's gonna make it to watch. People from Assassin's Creed who made it, who made
Wow.
Uncharted, who made all this crap.
What?
It's like a bunch of different people.
Oh, I
and they
hope it's not
started-
going to be too big of a game then.
Yeah, it
They
sounds
started
like
a new studio.
it's like you were saying, like all that, like it was good things. It's
Yeah,
like the
the
makers.
smaller the better.
Yeah, I don't want the guy who made Assassin's Creed to make a scary game.
well,
because-
it's like they formed their own new independent studio, and right now it looks like it's only going to be a PC release. On Steam.
Oh,
But that means it's another indie survival horror game, which is what we like, right?
yeah.
Mm,
Eh.
I just
Dad. Sorry.
When was the last time that you actually played a game that really scared you and you were like, wow, like this is scaring me? Not games that make you go, ho, ho. Games that like they get into you and you go,
Yeah.
oh god, I'm scared. I would say, I think you said it.
I guess Amnesia.
I would
or
say-
Slender. The last thing that scared me was like Condemned, and then before that,
Condemned
Silent
was
Hill.
Condemned was pretty good.
Yeah,
and
it had its moments.
but I would like I would say Amnesia, like it was a game made by like 6 dudes, and it's scarier than any game that's come out in a decade.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
So, Jake, you'll have to keep us up to date on this.
I will.
Because I'm curious.
It's my job.
But now, I just really hope it's like a small, scary game. So
We'll see.
We'll see
Time
what
will
happens.
tell.
No, you will tell.
I
not
will
time.
tell. I
Don't-
will tell
I'm not
you.
going to rely on time. You will tell me.
I finally have something else to say about BioShock Infinite, which is like,
Oh.
whoa!
It's being brought back to regular release date?
We don't know yet. Remember we said that trailer is coming out?
Yeah.
It's still coming
Tell
out.
me, it was
No.
supposed to come out.
No,
already.
yeah, I got the date wrong. It's
Oh.
supposed to be like this weekend, I think.
Oh, Jake.
Right,
But-
right, sure.
but of course
the
they-
Jake Who Cried trailer.
Oh, sorry. I know it's coming out soon. All right,
Did I say
guys.
cried? Cried.
Cried.
Yeah, you said
You
cried.
said
I
cried.
said cried.
You said cried. You did good. But the new info is, okay, we still don't have a date. We still haven't seen the game in years. But now we have collector's editions that we can spend a ton of money on. That's a little weird, right?
Is that the news?
That's the news.
That
But
I can spend. Yes. I had to spend over $100 on this
especially
game.
when you don't even know
Yeah.
when
What
the
it
game's
is,
coming out
yeah.
or what it really
I
is.
just
anymore.
had to do it.
I know.
I'm like 60 will not do.
It needs to be 160.
Just take it all, and I'm not even going to use all these little toys. I'm just going to throw it out.
Oh, but you can get the super collector's edition, and you get the songbird. It's like a statue of that Robo songbird
And
thing. It's
you-
like
You could put that on your trophy cabinet
Yeah.
next to the Never Lost Your Virginity award.
I was going to say, it actually works as a female deterrent.
I have another really cool game I want to talk about that just came out in a while, and it might sound boring at first, but it's incredibly ambitious. It's a game. It's a Starfleet kind of like spaceship combat game.
Okay.
This guy who made it made like Wing Commander and Freelancer, all these old spaceship games that were huge. This game is probably one of the most ambitious games I've ever seen because it's based on the Far Cry, the Cry engine.
That's a big engine.
And it is just, you can check out the link in the trailer of this trailer. It's being crowdfunded, not through Kickstarter, but it's being...
Yeah.
And it
Better
just
not
looks...
be Indiegogo.
No, it's not.
Okay, good.
It just looks immense. It looks incredible. It's to the point where you can have this giant ship the size of like the Death Star. You can control it. You can do whatever you want. You can manage the crew. You can walk around on it first person. Then you can get into the hangar, get in a small fighter, fly out, fly around your ship,
That's pretty
land on a
badass.
planet, sell stuff. It's just
well,
so
They should just
immense.
team up and make this a Grand Theft Auto.
That sounds really cool, but I can just never be excited for these games because I will never own a PC that can handle that ever. I will just never.
It is pretty. It is cool. It is pretty intense, but it's gonna be like kind of massively multiplayer, but not really. But it's just so you check it out for yourself. It just looks incredibly immense.
There's a video of it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
You
I want to check it out.
can it's crowdfunded like I said, so you can. It's going for $2 million is their goal. They're already at $1 million, and it's pretty much like when you put money down, you get a ship, and however much money you donate is however cool of a ship you get, and like you get space bucks or credits or whatever they're called.
Interesting.
Space Bucks.
So that game is called Star Citizen. So if you guys want to check it out, check it out. It is crazy. The last quickie thing I'd like to talk about. Do you guys remember the Michael Sony PS3 trailer with all the
Where is it?
characters?
To Michael.
To Michael.
Yeah, that's a great commercial.
Yeah.
They're kind of bringing that back. They teased it today.
Okay.
You can check it out down in the info. It's like a quick. It shows the girl in the front who lets everybody in, like at the desk, and like she looks up and there's like electricity. Like you see the glow of electricity and you hear the crackle, and then
Like
it shows
the,
a date.
Like the infamous guy?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
would
everyone
assume.
thinks.
Yeah.
A
Or
lot
it
of
could be
people-
Electro.
It shows a date on the end of the video, which is, I guess, when they're going to show more. The date is also the launch of the newly updated PSN store, where you can spend all your money. Now it looks prettier while you spend all your money.
Good.
Yay.
So basically, this is a teaser for a commercial.
I guess, but maybe it's also for, Infamous 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. If there's, I hope there's something more to it.
I hope so, too.
It's like, yeah, the commercial might be great and all, but it's like
It's a
you're teasing a
commercial.
commercial.
I know.
Yeah.
It could also be,
This is what we've come to.
PlayStation All-Stars.
All right, so there's a bunch of possibilities.
Because it could be Raiden, because he has the electricity now, so it could be
Okay.
him.
So we'll see.
We'll see. It'll be cool.
Interesting.
So check it out. And that's it for video games.
And that's it for news this week. Next up, we're going to talk about the trailers that were released, and there's a couple of big trailers. Whether they're good or bad,
Man,
they are
this-
big ones.
Episode is just there's so much big things in it. It's
Oh my god.
I got a lot of dirty things in my brain.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you get that stuff out of your brain while we take a quick commercial break.
The voices don't stop. Ever.
Welcome back to Pretty Much It. Now let's talk about the trailers that were released this week. Starting off with one that was actually out last week that we were going to talk about and honestly literally just forgot.
Oh yeah.
And that is the trailer for the Catfish TV show. Let's just talk about it real
Like the
quick.
movie, yeah.
I didn't care for Catfish, and I think it's partly because it was totally marketed as a horror movie and it wasn't. And so I just felt like lied to. And people are like, well, don't let that affect the movie. But you know what?
It should.
F you know what I mean? You did that. I
Yeah.
didn't. It wasn't my
Wasn't even a good
expectations.
movie.
You did that.
Didn't even like the movie.
Now we've got a TV show based on the Catfish thing, and it's basically, I guess people probably submitted, like, I've been talking to this person online, I don't know if they're for real.
I don't even know
So
if
can you
they're-
investigate, something like that?
Well, first of all, this is one of the worst ideas for a TV show. Like,
Well,
what can possibly...
in what terms, though? In terms of our integrity or in terms of people watching? Because everyone's going to watch this.
Both, everything, and everything.
Oh,
because,
people are obsessed with getting their nose into other people's lives. They're going to love this.
It's like, was it ever really confirmed if Catfish was real?
Well, the thing
Hell
about
no.
it is,
No way
they
it was
claim it
real.
was real. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't...
My thing is, I didn't like it enough to give a damn.
The show doesn't look real. It doesn't...
Really?
No.
I only
like
watched
the
it
show
once,
looks
the
real.
preview.
No, I
think it
watched...
looks real.
It looks fake and, like...
It looks totally real.
I don't know. I only watched the preview once. I mean, it's supposed to be real.
So, like, what could happen in that show? It's like, well, I got a friend on the internet, but I don't know if
Yeah.
she's
Well,
real.
they're gonna find out. I guess I would
How
think-
many times can you
Think
do
about
that?
it.
I
I'm
How many
fascinated.
episodes?
Like, I've met people
All right,
that have
I'll-
met online and now they're married, and
I'll
like
give
it's
you
just
that.
crazy.
I'll give you that, but it's like, all right, make it like a 40-minute TV special. But
Or
like,
make it like a movie, call it Catfish, and don't market it wrong.
Or like a 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
2020.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a 10-minute individual segments or something. Yeah.
As a TV show, though, it's like...
It's probably going to be like an hour-long show,
I can't
too.
wait to find out what happens next episode.
See, now it would be great if like it was like they did, and then like they showed up and they got like murdered.
And it turned into a story.
Yeah.
That would actually be
and
not
then it was
bad
like a
idea.
murder investigation. Like then the catfish guy would walk in and be like, so Lisa so and so got murdered, and we're gonna figure out why.
Yeah, I'm picturing like a TMZ setting with that kind of story. So and so got murdered. Isn't that crazy? But we just wanted to let you know that is a thing. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Now let's move on to arguably the biggest trailer this week.
Surprisingly.
Is this
And
really?
that is Carrie.
There's one thing no one seems to understand. She wasn't some monster. She was just a girl.
Were you serious about that? Is it?
Oh, it's a very big trailer. Like,
People
it's going to
are-
be a big movie.
people
I'm
are-
not talking
yeah.
about, like, my personal opinion. I'm talking about in general. Like, this
Yeah.
was a big, highly anticipated thing.
I don't know why.
Who in their right mind would anticipate this?
Not
Like,
this guy.
The
Not
kids.
me.
The kids.
Not
The
even
kids.
the kids. It's like Carrie. Like we've discussed this already, but it's like it's such a story that's like we know what happens.
Yeah.
She goes crazy at the end and kills everybody.
The main problem is that, we were talking about this earlier, it's all about Sissy Spacek. It's all
Yeah.
about her look.
Spacek. That's how you said it. Sorry. Continue.
She's got that terrifying look. I actually, after the trailer came out, I went back and watched the scene, the classic prom scene,
Yeah.
and it's her look. She is Carrie.
The whole movie just built up to that one scene, and
Yeah.
you know what's gonna happen, and you kind of see it in the trailer.
Because like
Yeah.
I mean like even if you didn't when you didn't see Carrie and like you don't know what's gonna happen, it was a pretty good because Carrie is not a perfect movie. It's
No,
like,
no, not at all, not at all.
So-
And I do agree with people saying, like, yeah, the only remakes that should happen are remakes of movies that weren't able to be done as well as they could have been.
But, like,
But in
you
this
don't-
case, I feel like that's what made it scary, though, is that it felt weird. It's
like-
very weird.
The reason I knew this was not going to work at all was because they made a TV movie, Carrie.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think like
Oh.
6 years ago.
Oh, no.
And what you just said, like movies like they couldn't do back then, this showed what they could do now.
And it just didn't work?
There was a scene where there was like comets. Like she was using her powers to like drag.
Like, that
clouds,
might
like,
work in a
ridiculous.
book. That might work in a book, because Stephen King's books do stuff like that, crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
he
Like,
knows
you know,
what happens.
in The Shining, the hedge things come to life. There's, like, hedge maze creatures that come to life in the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the book,
it's
But it's
yeah.
like, it wouldn't work in the movie. And in this case, some things just don't translate well.
And now from the trailer, it looks like they're gonna have the whole climax be a big.
The whole
thing.
town is on fire.
Yeah. It,
Now,
like,
I will
zooms
say
in,
that
right?
I will say it was kind of a cool trailer. If we lived in a world where, like, it was people just made trailers, and it's like, well, that's a pretty cool trailer. Like,
yeah.
that's it. There's no movie behind it. I would say, that's a pretty cool idea for a trailer. That was like, I like the way they did that. But it's got a movie coming behind it,
Yes.
and I really am not scared by Chloe Moretz standing in the middle of a town on fire. I am terrified of Sissy Spacek coming into my room at night, just like, that is horrifying. This is not. So,
We'll see.
what happened to Carrie is the hashtag. We know what happened to Carrie. There's no question to ask.
Wait,
So,
that's actually the
That's
fucking
actually the hashtag.
Jesus
The
Christ.
movie
Ridiculous.
has a hashtag
Oh my-
that just throws everything out the window.
The next biggest trailer this week, and I would say for us personally is the bigger trailer, is
my God.
the Evil Dead remake. Now, hold on a second. Two things. One, it's a bootleg, so we can't put it in this video, because if that gets taken down, then our whole video has to get taken down. Not worth it. So click the link down in the info to check it out. Two, yeah, it's a remake, and we're not dissing it. Now, why is that?
That is probably one of the most
Yeah.
shocking things.
But why?
Because Bruce Campbell came out at Comic-Con and said, no, it's going to be good. I swear, I'm not in it because I didn't want to be in
Now,
it.
that's not exactly why, though,
Yeah.
for me. So why don't we go to Mike? Mike, why?
It actually looks like a good
It
horror
does.
movie.
Yeah,
it
It's
does.
like when that trailer ended, I was like, it's a horror movie.
Oh, when that
Yeah,
trailer ended,
yeah.
the very last shot of the trailer, I was
Yeah.
like, whoa!
was
Like,
like,
yeah! He did too! He screamed!
It's like when the trailer ended, I was like, it's a horror movie that doesn't look like shit.
And what's funny is, it's a horror movie that looks like what a horror movie would be.
They actually care.
Because the original Evil Dead is like a comedy horror movie
Yeah.
sort of thing. This is like straight up horror, and it'll be interesting to see if it works, because like the comedy,
Hey.
yeah, the comedy was kind of what?
What was that?
Were you all right?
It's not straight up. This one's not going to be straight up horror.
Why do you say that?
You could tell a little bit from the trailer that it still is going to be so out there.
Really?
Like,
I think it looks like straight up horror. No jokes.
I think like tonally, yeah. I think they used a lot of shots because
it was probably not in the trailer. If you have an
maybe.
Evil Dead movie without any goofiness, it's not gonna.
Well,
be
that was my concern initially.
Yeah.
But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, this looks awesome.
Regardless, it looks incredible.
Oh yeah.
It's like I can't. I said it already, but it didn't. My brain
It hasn't even registered.
My
yet.
brain just can't comprehend it. It's like good horror movie
remake.
current. And then, like, my eyes just start bleeding.
Yeah.
I'm not even a huge Evil Dead fan. I've only seen just
me
the
neither.
original.
Yeah, right,
I've
exactly.
seen the original, and then I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh my god, yes!
But definitely check out the trailer for the Evil Dead remake. It is a bootleg.
God.
We will obviously update when we've got the legit one, but check it out. It's from Comic-Con. It actually is visible and viewable. Definitely check it out. And the last trailer we're going to go into at all is for Alter Egos.
You know, I always wanted to be one of you guys. I can turn invisible. Oh. But only for 2.3 seconds.
That's not bad.
Now this is, as you can see, one of those kind of quirky like, haha, we're superhero movies.
No.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it.
No,
It's
I
like-
thought this one looked good.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, sorry.
it was the first word that Eric said is
Quirky, yeah.
that word and all the
Zoe Deschanel might as well be in it, right?
That needs to stop existing. Quirk. I'm so tired of like, oh, we're superheroes, and isn't that ironic?
You know what we should do? We should get everything quirky and put it into a concentration camp and then put them in gas chambers and eliminate them.
I was waiting.
Oh, wait! That's not how it works!
I was waiting for the scribble font for the trailer
yeah,
to show
like,
up.
Oh, the indie font, yeah.
and it's like moving like...
I was waiting for the indie font, and they had the
acoustic
indie-
music.
Yeah,
They had that, didn't they?
It did it? I don't remember.
I don't know. Now that I think about this, I don't remember why I liked it. I liked it, and then now
You
we're
liked it
talking
because you didn't
about
know we didn't like it.
Yeah,
and
that's
now
it.
you're afraid.
That's it. Yeah, now I'm like, oh, I don't know, guys.
Bullies.
I don't like it
Take
either.
that-
Bullies.
Take that sentence into account
Peer
every
pressure.
time you hear an opinion from Jake.
And the last trailer we're going to talk about very, very briefly, we're not going to get into it because we've already seen a trailer for it, is Gangster Squad. Now, this is the first trailer since the Aurora theater shooting, when
man,
Gangster
yeah.
Squad, they said that they were going to cut the whole theater shooting scene
Yeah, we
out
had
of the
a whole
movie.
big thing about that.
Now, this trailer, of course, shows none of that, but it's unbelievably violent. And the best part is, the one part that stuck out to me was there's a shot where there's like a woman in her home ducking like away from her window, and there's bullets flying through the window. And I'm thinking to myself,
They left that?
do you think that's never happened? Do you think no woman has ever been shot at in her home?
I think we didn't really discuss this when that first happened.
We did a little bit.
We
We did a little bit. A lot of people agreed with it. It's like, oh yeah, they should really take it out. It's really not.
I would
It's
say
like,
most people didn't, though.
I saw some people who were like, yeah, they really should have took it out.
Yeah,
but, it's
but those people are complete, absolute goddamn morons.
I have no
so-
opinion.
I couldn't have said it better myself, because it's like, if you're gonna do that, it's like a movie, then take out all the death from
Exactly, yeah.
If there's a movie where somebody gets shot, take it out.
So now
because
what happens if...
people have been shot before? And
What
that's
happens
offensive.
if somebody gets shot in their home? A woman, exactly like that happened in the trailer, gets shot in her home. Are they going to cut that out of the movie too?
I got shot
It's
in my home.
pathetic.
I don't even care.
That's offensive, guys.
Jake, what? But check out the trailer. It still looks really good, and, you know, whatever. We'll see. Some other trailers released this week are for Bad Kids Go to Hell, Dragon, The Fitzgerald Family Christmas, Jack Reacher, So Undercover, and Starlet. Nothing else really too exciting. The Jack Reacher trailer is a full-length version
It looks
of it.
more
so-
boringer than I thought it was.
More
I was
boringer.
pumped, and now I'm a little less pumped.
Well, there you go. That's why we did not feature it. And that's it for trailers this week. Now let's move on to the poll question. Last week's poll question
go.
was, what is your favorite Hitchcock movie? And I'm not surprised by the winning answer, but let's start off with third place. Third place is Rear Window with 94 votes. Great movie.
That is a movie that was made. Do you know the date that movie was made?
No, I
Well,
don't.
it was made a really long time ago, and it still holds up 100%, just because of the cinematography.
The suspense.
Yeah, I gotta
It's-
rewatch
That
it.
one scene with the flashing,
Is
terrifying still. With 98 votes, just above is The Birds, which, not my favorite. I really enjoy it, but it's, when I first watched it, it was a long time ago. When I first watched it, I was like, you know, I can acknowledge it's a really good movie, but I think it's something where it's like, if I had seen it back then, I would have liked it more. And I can't help it sometimes.
The difference between The Birds and Rear Window is that The Birds has aged a little bit.
I'd say so, a little bit. And now, in first place, I would say this is really not a surprise, because this is the answer people would give if they've never even seen the movie. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty
if they've
sure-
never seen an Alfred Hitchcock movie, this is the answer you give.
Oh, I know that one. The one where the lady gets stabbed in the shower.
Psycho, or Fisco. which is, of course, the other one that somebody voted for.
Someone
The
couldn't
first
spell.
thing that somebody wrote was Fisco, and it got a lot of votes.
PHYSCO.
And then somebody added Psycho, and it got enough votes. And altogether, it had like something 100 votes each, and so it had about 200 votes. Let me just say, guys, when you're voting, please spell it right, because you're representing a large portion of people if you're the first person, so you've got a lot of responsibility, so please do your part. But as far as our favorites, let's start with Jake. What would you say is your favorite Hitchcock
The
movie?
Birds, because I saw it
yeah.
when I was very young, and I was like,
Freaked
oh
you
my
out?
god! Like,
That's him, young Jake. Oh my god! His parents were worried about him.
Young Jake has the same voice as this Jake. So
Yeah.
It was very strange.
And just a little more feminine. What about you? What do you think is your favorite?
I think my favorite's probably the rope when they kill the guy in the beginning, and then the whole movie is like, don't look in that chest.
Yeah.
It's a secret chest.
Yeah. Now, I actually, like I said, Psycho's like the obvious answer, but I gotta say, I really, really love Psycho. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
my favorite. I have to watch a couple back, but and it's been a while for some of them. But Psycho, I think about it like really often, really often. It inspires the hell out of me in a lot of different ways.
Oh, that movie changed the game.
It's not just the movie. It's the fact that they did not allow people into the movie after it had started. Like, there was a standee of Alfred Hitchcock at every screening that said, "Beyond Time," and they actually enforced nobody was allowed in after it started.
Wow.
So it's not just the movie, it's everything about it, and man, oh man, it's a great, great movie. But if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Also check out The Rope and check out The Birds. Rear Window, bunch of other great ones. Watch them all. So that was last week's poll question. This week's poll question is that viral monster video thing. What do you think that's for? Do you think it's for a movie or a game even maybe or something, or like an adaptation or a remake or what? Let us know what you think. This is a very open-ended question, but
Yeah,
give
say
us
what you
your
think.
thoughts. If you find anything,
it's not me.
let us know, because I want to know. It's not Jake.
It's not me.
But yeah, we will investigate next week and see, what you guys think. I guess we'll probably go through a bunch of them, because I'm sure that there's going to be a bunch. And finally, the giveaway winner this week's name is on Facebook, mind you, Mike D. Snort Cruz. That's the name on Facebook.
That's a little like my name.
It is
but-
very close. Yes.
But then, like 50% into the name, it kind of changed.
Turns into something very strange.
Yes.
But you are the giveaway winner this week. You win a free shirt from beobscure.com. Thank you very much for entering. And
You want this one?
congrats. Please write to us on Facebook. Actually, that is a shirt you could get. Please write to us on Facebook, and we will get your deets from you to send you a shirt of your choice. And that's it for this week's episode, pretty much it.
That was a intense week.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm
stuff.
sweating.
A lot of stuff to talk about. Wow.
I sung
wow.
twice.
This is gonna be a long episode. I hope for the people who've been watching, you had a good
Some
supply.
cookies and milk or something
was
like that.
just
That's
about to
me.
say that.
Personally, cookies and milk. Really?
I was about to say, you better have a big old glass of milk and a couple of cookies.
Like Santa Claus.
I do
kinda.
cookies and water. Is that weird?
And that's pretty much it.